Bismillah, walhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. We start by praising Allah, thanking Him, and asking Him to bless and protect our Prophet. Welcome to our 7th session of Keys to the Divine Compass, where we are going to be covering a section from the 7th juz, from the 7th para of the Qur'an. Juz number 7 includes 2 surahs. It has the end portion of Surah Al-Ma'idah, surah number 5, and the beginning portion of Surah Al-An'am, surah number 6. And Surah Al-An'am is filled with Allah describing His perfection, His oneness, His divinity, His absolute authority and control. That is exactly one of the sections I want to cover. Over and over, Allah, He describes His wondrous creation and His power, but I want us to look specifically at Surah Al-An'am, surah number 6, ayat verses 95 through 99. Allah, He starts off this section by saying, Inna Allaha faliqul habbi wan nawa. That Allah is the one that does falq. He breaks open al-hab and wan nawa. Hab are seeds that come from grains like corn, like wheat, like barley. So the seeds from those plants. And nawa are the seeds that come from trees, like you can imagine a date seed. Allah is the one that breaks open the seed and brings out fruits, vegetation, greenery, plants, that from the seed that looks like a dead rock, He will break it open and bring life to it. And to continue on that point of breaking something seemingly dead and bringing life out of it, the next point He says is يُخْرِجُ الْحَيَّ مِنَ الْمَيِّتِ. He brings living things out of dead things. Out of a seemingly dead seed, He brings out towering, lush green vegetation. Out of a dead heart, He can bring out a heart full of faith and iman, a heart that is fully alive. وَمُخْرِجُ الْمَيِّتِ مِنَ الْحَيِّ. And He is the one who brings dead things out of living things. That from a full, lush green plant, the seeds look like little dead rocks. Or a heart that was a believer, a heart that had iman and was alive, could be corrupted by the diseases of the heart. And as a result, Allah can make that live heart into a dead heart. And there's so many other ways for us to think and reflect how Allah brings life out of dead, and how Allah brings death out of life. ذَلِكُمُ اللَّهِ. That is Allah. But what is Allah? The doer of all of that. The fact that when you see something living and something dead, when you see seeds and when you see trees and plants, that should make you think, wow, the one that did that can be no one other than Allah. فَأَنَّا تُؤْفَكُونَ. So you disbelievers, أَنَّا تُؤْفَكُونَ. How can you reject this? On what basis do you deny that Allah is the creator of all of this? How and what reason do you have to reject His oneness? On what basis do you think that He is not deserving of your worship? Allah, He continues, فَالِقُ الْإِصْبَاحِ. Just like He did falq, He split open the seed to bring out life. فَالِقُ الْإِصْبَاحِ. He splits open, He tears the darkness of the night and brings out the morning rays of sunlight. He brings out the rays of sunlight in the morning by ripping apart the darkness. وَجَعَلَ اللَّيْلَ سَكَنًا. And He has made night sukoon and comfort for you. That the day is filled with the hustle and bustle, the harakah. And at night time you get ease and comfort and relaxation. He is the one that is doing this. وَالشَّمْسَ وَالْقَمَرَ حُسْبَانًا. And He is the one that has made the sun and the moon as means of date keeping. That day after day we know when the sun rises and when the sun sets. That is a day. And we know that when you go from a new moon to a new moon, that is a month. He is the one that has set up this beautiful, amazing calendar for us, and we would have never been capable. ذَلِكَ تَقْدِيرُ الْعَزِيزِ الْعَلِيمِ. That is the planning, the ordering, the decree, the calculation, the setup, all done by Allah Al-Aziz, the one with full respect and authority, Al-Alim, the one with full knowledge, and He knows everything. I could have never come up with such a wonderful timekeeping system. He is the one that did it in such a way that we can't even mess with the sun and the earth. They're so far out there. What a wonderful creator. What a perfect creator. And what a wondrous creation. But again, he continues. He could have stopped there, but he says, let me drive this point home. فَأَنَّا تُؤْفَكُونَ. I don't want you to have any reason, any basis, any sliver of disbelief. Let me really prove to you, example after example, I am the one true God, fully capable. وَهُوَ الَّذِي جَعَلَ لَكُمُ النُّجُومِ. And he is the one that has placed and made. And nujum, literally stars, but we understand it in the way that classical Arabs did. Nujum is any celestial body, be it a star, be it a planet, be it a galaxy, whatever would shine light in the night sky. He's the one that made those things, the stars and the planets and the galaxies and the comets. And then he placed them and set them up into the sky. But again, it's not random. He placed it in such a way, لِتَهْتَدُوا بِهَا, so that you can use it to find your way. That whether you're traveling on land or sea, فِي ظُلُمَاتِ الْبَرِّ وَالْبَحْرِ, in the darkness of the day, in the darkness on earth, on land, or the darkness when you're at sea, you have a North Star. The constellations and the stars are things that Allah has made and placed for us so that we can get guided, we can find guidance, we can traverse the earth and the sea through those stars and planets, those celestial bodies that he has made. Again, what a wondrous design, what a beautiful creation. And how does that reflect on the creator, on the designer? How perfect is he? قَدْ فَصَّلْنَا الْآيَاتِ. Without a doubt, we have given our ayat, our signs, our proofs, our evidences, our pointers in full detail. فَصَّلْنَا, we've given in full detail. لِقَوْمِ يَعْلَمُونَ, for any person, any group of people that they know. Be it that you know these things through your study of the universe and it leads you to Allah, or you know Allah and this simply grounds you further into your belief. Or that after hearing this and learning this, you go, wow, this could have been done by none other than Allah. But again, he continues, وَهُوَ الَّذِي أَنْشَأَكُم مِّن نَفْسٍ وَاحِدَةٍ. And he is the one that أَنْشَأَكُم, brought you into existence from nothingness. You didn't exist, and now you exist. مِن نَفْسٍ وَاحِدَةٍ, from one soul, one human soul, that is our father, Prophet Adam alayhi salam. May Allah preserve his legacy. فَمُسْتَقَرُّ, and some of you are mustaqar, you're residing, you're staying. Staying where? Perhaps in the womb of your mother, perhaps on earth. وَمُسْتَوْدَعْ, and some of you have been put to rest or are resting. Be it in your graves, be it in the loins of your fathers, be it resting with Allah if a pious soul has died. And all of these meanings, they apply. Because some of us are still sperm and egg cells inside of our parents. Some of us are still fetuses inside of our mother's wombs. Some of us are alive and walking on the face of this earth. Some of us are buried in our graves. And the pious and righteous believers that have passed are with Allah. So mustaqarr wa mustawda, all of the explanations given by the tabi'un are valid. And they make sense here. قَدْ فَصَّلْنَا الْآيَاتِ. Again, Allah says, our ayat, our signs, our proofs, our evidences, the neon signs in the sky that say Allah exists, worship Him and Him alone. We have given them in full detail. لِقَوْمِ يَفْقَهُونَ, for any group that is willing to think deeply, that is willing to understand. If I understand the world properly, it will lead me to the Creator. If I know the Creator, it will allow me to appreciate His creation. And if I just take a second and pause and reflect deeply on what I know and what I don't know, I will be led to the Creator and the wonder of His creation. And Allah, He continues the last ayah of this section. وَهُوَ الَّذِي أَنزَلَ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ مَاءً. He is the one that sent rain down from the sky. فَأَخْرَجْنَا بِهِ نَبَاتَ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. And we, He changed His person. He said He sent down rain and water from the sky. And now He says we use that water to bring out food for every living thing. نَبَاتَ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. Nabat, literally greenery, vegetation. Kulli shay can either mean every kind of greenery and vegetation. But it would make more sense to follow that this is greenery and vegetation, food for all living things. Grass, plants, fruit trees, vegetables, crops that are eaten by birds and animals and human beings, all sorts of things that creatures eat. But Allah, He gives more detail, not just nabat. Allah says, let me give you a beautiful description of some of the nabat that I have created and brought out. فَأَخْرَجْنَا مِنْهُ خَضِرًا. And from that rainwater, we have used it to bring out khadira, like greenery, fresh, ripe plants and trees and crops. نُخْرِجُ مِنْهُ حَبًّا مُتَرَاكِبًا. From that water or from that greenery, we bring out hab. Same word we saw at the beginning. فَالِقُ الْحَبِّ. We bring out grains. مُتَرَاكِبًا. Stacked and clustered grains, like wheat or barley or rice or corn. It's stacked, it's in an ear, or it's bundled together. وَمِنَ النَّخْلِ مِنْ طَلْعِهَا قِنْوَانٌ دَانِيَةٌ. And again, from that rain or from that greenery, we have created date palms, palm trees. And those palm trees have طَلْع, the spadix or the inflorescence, that is the part where the fruit grows from, or that becomes the branch that the fruit grows from. I'm not a botanist, so you can correct me in the comments below what the technicality of that is. So the palm trees have the spadix, the طَلْع, and from the طَلْع, the spadix, comes قِنْوَانٌ دَانِيَةٌ. Not just a cluster of dates, qinwan, but daniya. They're oftentimes low-hanging, easy to pluck and pick, even though palm trees are towering high. Allah has made them come down and at least bend a little bit so we can grab them. وَجَنَّاتٍ مِّنْ أَعْنَابٍ. And through that water and through that greenery, we have also made gardens of grapes. We have made grapevines and vineyards. وَالزَّيْتُونَ وَالرُّمَّانِ. And using that water and greenery, we have also produced and made zaytun, olives, وَالرُّمَّانِ, pomegranates, مُتَشَابِهًا وَغَيْرَ مُتَشَابِهٍ. Similar, but also dissimilar. This part is really beautiful. I really want all of you that grow plants. You have fruit trees in your backyard, you grow vegetables, or you're a botanist especially, or you're very in tune with nature. Please comment down below. And I want to see the reflections from your expert perspectives. When Allah, He says, مُتَشَابِهًا وَغَيْرَ مُتَشَابِهٍ. They're similar in some ways, but they're dissimilar in some ways. It could be everything we mentioned, from the greenery and grain clusters and dates and grapes and olives and pomegranates. Or it could just be a subset of olives and pomegranates. But how can they be similar and dissimilar? If we take olives and pomegranates, they both have like a slender oval leaf. And they're both relatively round. But the taste between a pomegranate, and even when you open up a pomegranate versus an olive, is completely different. Or you look at a date, the outside is soft, and there's a seed inside, but a pomegranate has a hard shell. And inside you have, the little pomegranate fruit seeds. And the olive, again, they're all relatively round, but they're so different. Or you look at a fresh ripe date, the yellow hard ones that are fresh, not the brown ripe ones that we know of. And an olive, they may look similar, maybe both yellowish, greenish, but you dry them and you eat them and they're completely different. Right? And so there's this level of similarity, but there's a level of difference. How wonderful is this Creator? And He tells us, I want you to think about this. I want you to reflect over this. انظروا إلى ثمره. Go and look at the fruits. إذا أثمر وينعي. When these plants bear fruit, when these fruits then ripen, look at it. Reflect over it. Think about it. Just like my heart seems like a seemingly dead rock. If I do good, if I believe, if I work hard, I can become a blossoming tree or a bush with flowers and fruits, benefiting the world around me and benefiting myself. But I have to let that rainwater in. I have to let revelation in. Allah here is describing the physical world. He's also describing, I can do all of this to the world. I can bring you back to life. Know that there is a judgment that you will be accountable for. know that if you think your heart is dead and lost, I can guide you and give you life. May Allah bring all of our hearts to life and guide us. Inna fi dhalika la ayat. There are so many signs and proofs and evidences in all of that. Everything that we just mentioned, from the seed to the human soul we were created from the stars, from the night, the sun, the moon, the plants, the greenery, the grapes and the dates and the pomegranates and olives. There's signs in all of that, evidences in all of that, proofs in all of that. لِقَوْمِ يُؤْمِنُونَ. For people that believe. If I believe and I know this, my belief will become stronger. If I'm taking time to reflect over the physical creation, if my heart is clean and sincere, it will lead me to belief and knowing that there's only one true creator. May Allah revive our hearts and bring them to life from the seemingly dead seeds that they seem like, and make us towering, beautiful plants. Ameen. Subhanallah bihamdihi, subhanallah al-azim, subhanallah wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Allahumma salli wa sallim alayhi wa ala alihi. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.